first time to talk to the Hand Reviews. I'm Beau the Reviews Lady, and I'm so excited that you are here because today I'm going to talk about one of the things that I think a lot of people like for me to talk about is my memories of the fragrances that I used to sell back in the day. So most, if not all of these, I sold most, if not all of these fragrances. And these are just discontinued, incredible discontinued fragrances that I have history with. So here we go. I'm going to start with really one that I so wish were still around today. It was part of my early 20s because I had a bottle of it. Gucci No. 3. It's a like a peppery yellow floral, and I think I can get a tiny bit of the essence out of this. This is my like a lot of these, most of these. This is my vintage bottle from the late 80s, I believe. Gucci No. 3. I would sure love to have a bottle of this now. Moving on. Nocturne by Caron. This was just, ooh, it's so unique. You know, Caron is a famous company. I believe they're who did Bellodgia. It is just a warm, sensuous yet feminine fragrance. And you know, I think some people I had a bottle of this and I sold it and I absolutely loved it. Nocturne by Caron. You know Chloe, but do you remember this Chloe? Because this is the Chloe of my youth. This is the Chloe I had bottles and bottles of because Karl Lagerfeld company was very generous. They gave us a lot of bottles. I had the creams. I had everything, powder. And this was a fragrance that I had a lot of compliments when I wore. I got a lot of compliments when I wore. The new Chloe is really pretty in the square bottle, but it is nothing like this. This is very peach forward. I don't say it's nothing like it. It's still like a nice light floral, but this was so unique and so pretty. And this is one I really wish that in this form, it was still around. And I got a lot of compliments on this from band members, actually. Original Chloe. Oh my gosh, friends. This fragrance to me is it was so groundbreaking. Not just to me. It was a groundbreaking fragrance. Fendi by Fendi. This was like the first, well, okay. I don't know everything, but this was really one of the first fragrances that was like woody, 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 woody. It was just so woody. And really unique and gorgeous. I got the top off. I've only opened this a very few times. There was never there's a little bit, I can still get something off of this from Fendi, even though it's from the 80s. I still get a little bit of Fendi off of this. More so if I just let it dry for a while. But this fragrance, I think if it came out today, that it would be absolutely a gender neutral fragrance. And I'm surprised that no one else has copied it because it's very copyable. No, sorry, what I mean is somebody should do that. Somebody should copy this or something because it is a fantastic fragrance and I've never smelled anything like it. Not Black Orchid, which is like probably a similar family. But it's not like this. This is different. Anyways, Fendi by Fendi. An absolute banger that I'm sorry is discontinued. This one I have a special personal attachment and memory to. My first job in cosmetics. This was one of the fragrances that was under the Ultima 2 umbrella. It was Norell by Norman Norell. It still smells great, by the way, my tiny bit. This was one of my bottles from way back in the day. My bottle from back in the day. One of them. Because I had a couple bottles of this. Because they gave it to us, you know? I couldn't really afford to buy all these things. But man, this is so sophisticated and it still smells fantastic. It doesn't smell like it, but it's the sophistication of Chanel number 5. And you know what? Someone recently pointed out to me, I think it was Monica, here online, and I'm sorry if I'm getting this right, but I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but that this smells similar to Fiji. And I never ever thought that before, but I went and I smelled them side by side. I think Fiji does smell a lot like Norell, actually. But regardless, it's not exactly like it. But this is just one of the most fantastic, sophisticated, beautiful fragrances. Also along the lines of First by Van Cleef & Arpels, if you've ever tried that, that's another fantastic fragrance. I wish Norell were still around. I know you all are familiar with Nina Ricci fragrances, but do you know Nina? I think this one was rather short-lived. It was like either the late 80s or the early 90s. It's a twist-off cap. I cannot get it off. But it's a light floral. It's along the lines of Vanderbilt, if you know Gloria Vanderbilt fragrance. But it's not exact. It's not like Vanderbilt, but it's also not like L'air du Temps, which was their big fragrance, one of them. But this was a really pretty fragrance, and I'm sorry that it didn't end up, it's not around anymore. So Nina by Nina Ricci. By the way, I want you to write down below, please, what discontinued fragrances that you remember and love. Please. Not just for me, but for all of us. Thank you. Okay, this is one that has always been a little bit more on the more affordable side. However, it is absolutely an incredible fragrance, and I had a lot of this. My mom had it before I worked in cosmetics, and I've always loved this fragrance, and my love for this fragrance has never gone anywhere. But the fragrance is gone. The fragrance went somewhere, but my love is still here. Raffinee from Houbigant. This actually still smells pretty good. It's just another feminine, sophisticated fragrance. I think I might have wore this to my high school prom. I think I did. It has personal I don't know, it just takes me back in ways that I can't exactly put my finger on, but Raffinee is just such a great fragrance, and I would love for them to bring this back. And I gotta show you, I got a little Mimi. He's so cute. Anyways, yeah, another fantastic fragrance that's discontinued. And I have a couple men's fragrances here too, and I did work behind the counter in men's fragrances. Fendi Uomo. Let me just take a minute to tell you about Fendi Uomo. Freaking Fendi Uomo, people. This fragrance deserves attention. This men's fragrance, I think, came out a little bit after Original Fendi was such a hit. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And let me tell you what I've noticed. Almost all my men's fragrance minis smell exactly like I just brought them home yesterday. Like I was working in the perfume counter and I brought this home, from the perfume counter that day. I don't know why women's fragrances aren't like that. I mean, for the most part, some of them are still great. This is a spicy masculine fragrance, and there might be some fragrances out now that are similar to this, but this fragrance is such a sexy masculine. It is such a fantastic fragrance, Fendi Uomo. If you ever get a chance to try it, I just think it's a fantastic men's fragrance. And I still have the box. You know how that is if you're a collector. You never let that box go. But I did let some of my boxes go. I don't know where a lot of my boxes are. That I guess I got rid of them, which is like so not me. But this was a little cutie pie no one ever talks about. Like I've never heard anyone mention it or talk about it or refer to it. This was called Dilys, D-I-L-Y-S. Oh, from Laura Ashley. If you're familiar with the Laura Ashley aesthetic, you know it's romance and flowers and beauty. That's what this fragrance is like. It is a really sweet floral, and just gorgeous and gone. Dilys from Laura Ashley. This one I really have a personal attachment to. This was KL for women, KL by Karl Lagerfeld, and I received a lot of this for free. This is not one from back then. This is a vintage one that I acquired with a little bit left in it because I don't know where any of my old bottles of it are. I guess I used it all up. I had everything. I had the cream, the powders, the lotion, the eau de toilette. I think I had a parfum. And this, by the way, is parfum. Extrait. And it still smells fantastic. It still smells incredible. Just like it used to. It's a lot like Opium. It was out at the same time as Opium. I remember when we were selling Opium, Opium had the front counter. KL had a smaller shelf, you know, a little etagere behind. Not nearly as much stock, not nearly as much advertising, but boy, an incredible fragrance. It's like a spice that reminds me of, if you've ever had Constant Comments tea. It's got a lot of the orange spice type of flavor in it. It's sort of like that, but perfume. You know, it's just a beautiful, it's got like a bit of a cinnamony type of vibe to it, like Cinnabar has, you know, Cinnabar, Opium, KL, similar, but I love KL better than any of them. KL is one of those kinds of fragrances I don't normally gravitate to, but I could wear the heck out of this one. It was really fantastic. So KL by Karl Lagerfeld. And I should have thought to wear my little earrings. I have earrings that match this that were given to me when I worked behind the counter. And I still have them in my jewelry box. But anyways, Karl Lagerfeld. KL for women. The other men's fragrance, speaking of KL, KL Homme. Still smells so perfect. It's another spicy. It's a little more like a little bit more of a sweet edge, like remember Koros? You know, it's not like Koros, but it's got a little bit of that sweetness like Koros has, which was another great fragrance. I don't even know if they still make it. But this one, KL Homme, another fantastic men's fragrance, and this million years old bottle still smells great. Okay, we got a few more left. Did you write the ones? Did you write any discontinued fragrances down below that you are bummed that they got rid of? Please do. Perry Ellis for Women Original. I used to sell this one when I worked for Oscar de la Renta fragrances. It was actually, Oscar de la Renta was my main fragrance, but it was for a company called Sanofi, was the umbrella. This little guy, this Perry Ellis for Women, is an absolutely gorgeous light floral. This is not 360. This is before that. I believe this is actually the first Perry Ellis fragrance for women. Oh, it's a twisty. This is another beautiful, light, pleasing floral, and something that I think it would do well in today's market. I don't know why it's not around. Perry Ellis for women. Okay, you guys, we are getting towards done. I got 3 more. Next one is a sample, an ancient sample. of a fantastic fruity floral. This was one of the first times I ever experienced a fruity floral. And it smells mostly like alcohol. What do I expect? But you know what? I would say that if I had to describe what I remember this fragrance smelling like, what comes close, kind of, it's in the very close family, is Versace Dylan Purple. It's that kind of very fruity, very happy floral. Liz Claiborne Realities, but I wouldn't mind a bottle of this at all. Bellodgia from Caron. I mean, such a super classic, a real super classic. And this is actually a 1/4 ounce perfume that's been in my life since I was a girl. I don't know where it came from. I mean, I assume someone gave it to my mom. Maybe one of my aunts or somebody, you know? But this still smells incredible. It still smells just like if I sprayed it out of a brand new bottle. And I used to sell Bellodgia too. But it would only come around at Christmas. It was one of those old ones that they knew that people would come around and purchase for grandma or mom or somebody for Christmas because it was quite old at the time. But this fragrance, it's a very carnation forward floral. It's a very loud carnation forward floral, but it's extremely feminine. And I absolutely adore it, and I wouldn't mind having a bottle to actually use because I feel funny using my vintage perfume. But yeah, Bellodgia from Caron. There's 2 Carons in this. Okay, and I saved a pretty cute bottle for last. I even still have the little tag, little hangy tag on this one. Chloe Narcisse. Look at the little top, the little... This one I think had a short heyday. It is gorgeous. I think this is the kind of fragrance people are used to nowadays. There it is, I smell it. Yeah, I have a Narcissus growing in my yard right now. And I think that this homage to Narcissus, you know, I don't remember. But it's gorgeous. It is a very heady, very strong, very deep, thick, rich, floral, like of the weight of a fragrance like YSL Libre. Like it is that kind of beautiful depth and saturation of florals, like, you know, super saturated floral, extremely strong. This was too much for me to be able to wear. But, you know, it reminds me a little bit of another one like that I used to love called Lulu. If you know Lulu, I'm after a bottle of that one. I want to see, you know, I'm after that one. That was one that I couldn't wear back in the day, but I always loved. And it's still available, and it's on my list next. Or, well, maybe not next, but as soon as I can. But this one, I think if it came out today, this reminds me of the kind of perfumery of like Lancôme, like really, and Estée Lauder, really rich, and you just know when you spray on that, you know, La Vie Belle, that it is, same idea, that kind of saturated, just, okay, here, this is perfume. Okay, you only need a little bit. It's kind of that kind of thing, you know. So Chloe Narcisse, another bang, 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 banger. That really is too bad that it's gone. Chloe Narcisse. So my lovely ladies and handsome gents, thank you for coming to see me again. Listen to me talk about the old days when I used to sell fragrances and whatnot. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!